Introducing Keron Rose, aka the Digipreneur. Keron is a marketing and e-commerce specialist, content creator, and business consultant. He's also a Flow Business brand ambassador. Based in Trinidad and Tobago, Keron is known across the region for his commitment to helping Caribbean entrepreneurs build their businesses through his columns, blogs, podcasts, and various other platforms. He's here today to help you find your footing in the digital age so you can pivot to success and grow your business. Let's give a warm welcome to Keron Rose.
Coming to the stage by way of Trinidad and Tobago, he's one of the top thought leaders in the Caribbean region. He works with entrepreneurs in building their digital presence and teaching them how to monetize their platforms. He's the host of the popular Digipreneur FM podcast. And quite frankly, when it comes to navigating the digital age, there is no one better. Please welcome the Digiboss, Mr. Keron Rose.
Good morning, everybody. InKnowvation 2022. How is everybody doing today? Listen, I'm excited to be here, man. I'm excited to be here. InKnowvation 2022 brought to you by Flow Business and BTC Business. You know, these are the types of events that are needed. And because I'm so excited, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat just how excited you guys are. You know, Frank Schilling came and set the tone. And I love the fact that, you know, his last name is Schilling. Frank is about his money. Well, Frank's his money too, Schilling's his money. He's all about his money. So I loved it. I loved it. His presentation was really good. So let me know in the chat if you guys enjoyed Frank's Frank's talk. That was great, right? So for me, my name is Keron Rose, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about 5 ways to help build your digital customer experience. Because right now we know that the first point of contact for your business is typically going to be something digital. A customer, a client, your audience is typically going to interact with your business digitally first before they ever, make their way into your store or before they ever reach out to you. So because we know small businesses, our resources are usually a little bit, not as vast as some of the bigger corporations. I want to make this tangible and practical, give you guys 5 different ways to really enhance your digital customer experience so that your customers enjoy doing business with you and they enjoy connecting with you online, all right? So without further ado, let me get started in my presentation today. Let me just cue everything up. 5 ways to build your digital customer experience or enhance it. And you guys know me. If this is your first time seeing me, I come with all the vibes. I'm all about the vibes. I'm all about having fun. You might get a bomb drop here and there. I love to have fun while we teach, right? Who said learning has to be boring, all right? So I hope you guys and gals have your pen, your paper, your notepads, because we're about to get started, all right? All right, so what are we gonna be taking a look at today? Again, I wanna give you guys 5 ways to really help, do something practical to build that digital customer experience. We're gonna first take a look at your website. Your website is your website is the most important tool in a business's arsenal in the digital age. So we're going to talk about some benefits and some tips for your website. Then we're going to move into Google Business. This is one of the key ways for local search for businesses to find you. It is a gateway, a portal to access to Google Maps and also have that side profile on Google Business. Then I'm going to show you guys a free tool that Google gives you to learn more about your audience, which is Google Trends. Then we're going to jump into WhatsApp Business. It's 2022, and I'm amazed how many businesses still do not leverage the power of WhatsApp Business, or if they have it, they don't actually use it to full capacity. And then we're going to wrap this up with one of my favorite tools. It's a tool that I love it. I use it every day and I like to talk about it, but I hate to talk about it because it's secret sauce. It's the sauce that helps me be so strategic in my business. So I love to teach people about it, but I hate to teach people about it because then they're going to use it. And who knows, my competitors might be watching as well, right? All jokes aside. Now, I want to give you guys just a little bit of information about me so you guys know who I am and what I do and how I work with Caribbean entrepreneurs, okay? So I work with Caribbean entrepreneurs and businesses to build their businesses online and learn how to integrate digital and e-commerce tools and platforms into their business. I've worked with some amazing companies over the years like Flow Business, Sagicor, Digicel, Huawei, Loop Caribbean, Eastern Credit Union, Scotiabank, and WePay. And I'm super passionate about educating the Caribbean community and people of color on learning how to become self-reliant through mastering e-commerce. I'm a smartphone junkie, I'm an animal lover, and my favorite pets to date have been my Rottweiler Bronx, my two cats, Archie and Alfie, who you always see on my IG stories, and my bearded dragon. And I know Caribbean people are like, you kept a lizard in your house? Yes. And it was always a pleasure just having it and enjoying my time with them. All right, so website, let's kick it off with some benefits and tips for a great website experience and why you want one to begin with, all right? So the number one reason I want small businesses especially to have a website is for e-commerce. That's because customers want to buy without having to always speak to a representative. Did you know that 68% of sales in 2022, according to Statista.com, starts with a Google search? And when you guys Google, what do you see on the search results pages? Links to websites or videos, right? But if you don't have a website, you're not showing up in the number one way that people buy, which is through a Google search, right? Your website also works for you 24/7, 365, and allows customers to shop anytime they want. Now, we know how Caribbean life is. What employee do you know will work for you 24/7, 365? We know employees not doing that. However, your website will. I know you guys like to shop at all different types of times, right? So in the chat, let me know how many of you shop online, right? And if you shop online, what time of the day do you guys shop online? Just let me know in the chat. What time of the day do you guys and gals shop online? I know for me, before I go to bed, I might do some shopping on Amazon, or maybe I can't sleep and I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I do some shopping online. But what's even better than spending money as a business owner is waking up in the middle of the night to go get a glass of water and I get a new email saying new order, or client is booked, or money has hit your account. There is no greater feeling than waking up in the middle of the night making money. All right. Number two. So before we get to number two, I'm seeing the chat. The chat says nighttime, before I go to bed. Leslie Ann says nighttime, late at night. I love it. During the day, we know Carrie Ann likes to shop during work hours. Listen, that's always the best part about e-commerce. You can shop anytime you want. And as a small business owner, you want your business to be able to allow people to patronize you at any point in time, all right? Number two, we're talking, different ways to build a great digital customer experience. So for your website, number two, mobile responsive websites are a must. For a great customer experience, your website needs to be mobile responsive. 64% of all Google searches are done via a mobile device. And guess what? 53% of sales are happening via a mobile device, right? So if you have a website and it is only formatted for desktop, that is a no-no. Not only are the search engines like Google and Bing, not only are they downranking you in their metrics, right? You're also not creating a good digital experience for your customers to shop. How many times have we gone onto websites and it's not optimized for mobile and the words are teeny tiny and you got to pinch to zoom, or, the elements aren't working? I got pretty fat fingers. So when your website's not mobile responsive, I'm touching like 6 links at once. That's not a good customer experience, right? So you want to ensure that if you do have a website, it needs to be mobile optimized. It needs to be optimized for tablets and it needs to be optimized for smartphones, all right? Number 3, Googleability. Your website needs to be Googleable, all right? So over 9.5 billion searches happen per day. It's the most on any platform today, right? 9.5 billion searches happen on Google every single day, all right? That's number 1 by far. The second place is Facebook, and they only average about 3 billion searches per day. Over 70% of the Google search results pages, so after you type in your question or query and we get to that results page, over 70% of the results are links to a website. Try it out. You go on Google, you type something in, and what do you see? You see a couple of links to videos, but predominantly it's links to websites, whether that is a product page or a content page or, a brand's website, but it's links to websites that typically fill up the Google search results pages. So if you do not have a website, again, you are not participating in the number 1 way that customers do research and customers buy in today's market. I don't even want to hear that, hey, well, we sell just on Facebook or just on Instagram. If you don't have a website, you are automatically excluded from the number 1 way that people buy, and that is through a website and starting that search via Google, right? 88% of people who conduct a search for a local business also visit the store within 1 week. And this is straight from Google, because we know Big Brother Google is tallying up all the searches. They're also tracking where we go and how we move about. So they actually have the data to show us when people conduct a Google search about a business, what's the length of time it takes for them to actually visit that business. And Google says 88% of businesses that do a Google search about a business visit that brand or visit that store within 1 week of that Google search, all right? Last but not least, and the 4th reason I'm going to give you as to why you want to have your website and how your website also helps with creating a great digital experience is that your website collects data on your audience, all right? There is no better tool for your business that collects data than your website. It ensure you, the business owner, have tools like Google Analytics, Google Search Console, HubSpot, Hotjar, Microsoft Clarity installed on your website. That way, when it collects all of this data on your audience, you have a greater understanding as to who you are actually serving. Because what happens is, anytime I work with customers, we do some exercises. We like to see who their ideal client is. So I'll see, I'll have them write out their ideal customer profiles, see who they want to attract, or who they think they are attracting. And then when we actually comb through the data, we realize the people that they are bringing back to their website that are buying are completely different sets of people. All right. So these tools allow you to be super strategic and understand who your audience is and how they are coming to your platforms. Okay. All right. Moving on to Google Business. Let me know in the chat. How many of you have Google Business? Let me know in the chat. Do you have Google Business? Do you not have Google Business? If you've never heard of Google Business, you could type that in the chat as well. So let me know if you have Google Business, no, you don't have Google Business, or if you've even heard about Google Business. Again, this is a two-way street. I like the interaction. We like to keep a pulse check. And your answers to some of these questions, right? When we go through the chat and we look at the questions, it's going to allow us at Flow Business and BTC Business some insights as to what types of workshops to bring to you guys in the future. So make sure you guys are, answering these questions and letting us know. That way we know what type of workshops to bring for you guys. All right. So I'm seeing yeses. Yes, I do. Yes, I have it. I set it up when I mentioned it. Great. Yes, I have Google Business. This is good. All right. This is good. All right. So for those who do not have Google Business or have not set it up, let me break down some reasons as to why you want to add this to your brand and how it's going to aid in your creating that digital customer experience. All right. So number one, Google Business is the number one tool used for local search. All right. Since Google is the preferred search engine globally, it owns 96% of the market space. Showing up on Google search is a non-negotiable now, right? Google Business is the number one tool for local searches since it helps you show up on Google search and on Google Maps. So if you are somebody that does not have a website, right? You still want to be Googleable, then you need to go and set up your Google Business right after this workshop. Actually, the event. Wait till the event is done and go set this up as soon as you possibly can, all right? Number two, contact. Google Business allows you to add your booking links directly to your profile and help you gain more bookings. Clients are able to message you directly from Google without having to visit another platform to do so. So if I Google you, I don't have to go to your website to communicate with you. I don't have to go and find you on social media to communicate with you. I could contact you directly from Google Business, and that will show up on our Google Business app on our phones, all right? Your audience has one click to get to call you as well, right? Because your phone number is right there, and one click to get directions to your location. It simplifies how they interact and locate your business. Now, a great customer or a great digital customer experience allows your customers simplicity. And one of the things that we as consumers hate is having to go and hunt for your email address, hunt for your phone number, hunt to go and find where are you located. And if I have to go to your website, then go to your contact page, then go and, copy and paste your phone number into my phone dial, that's too much work, right? So you want to ensure you have your Google Business profile, get all of your contact information right then and there on Google Business profile. That way, calling you, getting directions, or emailing you is all one click, all right? Number three, content on Google Business. Now, this is something that many people don't do. Even the people that have Google Business don't put content on the platform. Let me know in the chat. Do you guys and gals post your content directly into Google Business? I am very interested to know. Let me know in the chat if you directly put content. I'm talking pictures, your videos, your products, your events, your updates. Are you guys leveraging the content section of Google Business? Let us know in the chat. I am super interested to see that, right? If you are directly putting content into Google Business. All right, so we're seeing some coming in. No, yes. All right, let me know. Yes. All right, that's good. All right, so you guys can post your images. You could post 30-second videos. You can post the products that you sell directly onto Google Business, your events. And the beautiful part about it is when you put your content onto Google Business, it is indexed by Google. That way, when people are doing their Google searches or queries, your Google Business content is able to show up in these searches, all right? So you want to ensure that, for one tip I'd recommend doing, repurpose your Instagram content. If you're posting pictures and videos on Instagram, repurpose it onto Google Business. Whatever products you have on your website, put into Google Business because it gives you the option to add product links. So after I read the information and see the pictures and videos about the product, I can actually click purchase and it'll bring me to the product page directly onto your website. Again, helping you to increase the traffic to your website so that you can increase the opportunities for conversion and sales. All right. Wonderful. Someone said content in Google Business. What? Listen to me. I know right now Gregory's like, brilliant. We can put content on Google Business. Love it. Last but not least, number 4 is data. Google Business gives you some amazing data to be strategic. You are able to find out how many times people Googled your business, how many times they called you from Google, how many times they tried to locate your business and find you on maps, what days of the week they called you and what times of the day they called you, how many visits you got, how many times they viewed your pictures and videos, and how many times your Google Business profile was searched for overall. You're going to get all of that in a monthly report. And also, you can log into Google Business and you can see all of that information as well. They typically give it to you in 1 month and per quarter as well. All right. So this is an example of what you would be seeing when you are looking at the data for Google Business, right? So you would get how many times you were found on Google search, 11,000 times. How many times you were found on Google Maps, 4,000 times. Then when we look at customer interactions, we could see how many times people clicked on your website and visited your website, how many times people requested directions to your website, how many times people called you, how many times people called you from Google Business as well, all right? And check this out. We get to see the days of the week and the times of the day that people have called you. All right. So that way, you know, hey, over the last month or over the last quarter, Thursdays or Fridays seem to be our busiest days for phone calls. If you know when people are calling you, historical data, then you know what days to pay attention to. If you get the report saying, hey, during this day, this time, people are visiting you, these are your busy foot traffic hours based on the Google data, because they give you that, that allows you to be more strategic with how you staff your locations and man your phones. Google data, Google Business data is giving you all of that information, all right? Next up, we got Google Trends, and I'm kind of packing all this in. I know we're coming in quick because I want to get everything done and take some questions because we got a limited time. We still got more to go, right? So we're going to do a live demo of Google Trends. So first things first, you're going to jump on Google. You're going to type in Google Trends. And I want to show you guys 2 key areas that I love to use Google Trends for, okay? Now, we do have videos located on the Flow Business website where I dive in deeper into into topics like Google Trends and other things to help you build your digital business and build your digital presence, right? But I want to give you guys 2 ways that I love to use Google Trends. First off, what Google Trends is, because Google collects so much data on us, on everybody in the world, right? Google Trends is a tool that allows you to get data on trending Google searches. So it gives us insights into what is happening in a specific country around a specific word or a keyword, right? This helps in keyword research and understanding your audience. So what I like to do is I like to make a nice lengthy list of all the products, services, terminologies within my industry, make a long list and then run them through Google Trends so that I can get some type of data on what is happening in that market. So right now, I'm set to Trinidad and Tobago, right? So if we go to the 3 lines and we click on Explore, then we're going to be brought up to these filters. We're going to see worldwide filter. We're going to see the duration filter. So what we want to do is click on worldwide and we want to change it to the country that we are in, right? So I'm going to put in Trinidad and Tobago for now, and I'm going to leave it at 12 months, right? Now I'm just going to explain briefly what the left column is and what the right column is. Let me go back to worldwide. So search topics, the left-hand side, this first column, what this is Google's data. Google's algorithm is taking a look at all of the queries that people are typing into Google and grouping them up into key topics or parent topics. And Google is saying, over the last 12 months in the world, these are the top topics that people have been Googling, right? Remember, Google's going to take all of those queries people are putting in, grouping it up into categories, and it's showing us these are the top topics people have been Googling. So the number one topic that has been searched for on Google in the last 12 months in the world is tag cloud. Second is 22. That's probably queries where people are typing in the word 2022. Then we have Ukraine. We know what's going on in Ukraine, so we know there's going to be tons of people searching for things Ukraine related. Number 4, UEFA European Championship. And number 5, Russia, right? That makes sense given what we know what's happening in the real world. Now, on the right-hand side, search queries. What Google is doing is Google is taking the actual queries that the humans are typing in and just tallying up the most searched actual queries. So whereas the topics are Google's algorithms grouping things together for an overall parent topic, the right-hand side is what the humans are typing in and Google just tallying it up. So number 1, Wordle. Now, if you do not have Wordle on your phone, are you even human at this point in time? Wordle has taken over the world and has been the most addictive game that, people have been downloading over the last year, right? Second is IPL. Third, iPhone 13. 4, India versus New Zealand. 5, India versus South Africa. Those have been the top 5 queries that the humans have typed into Google. So how we're going to use this is first, we're going to change the country. So I'm going to put in Trinidad and Tobago and then watch the information change. So for topics, 2022, hotel, flight, travel, rent. 4, blue movie, Nulla, Wordle, IPL, Pakistan. Remember, I said to make a long list of the topics, the keywords, the products, the services, terminologies in your industry. Look at your list and then run it through Google Trends. So I'm going to put in business, right? I'm going to put in business and search. Now check this out. We get to see a graph as to the frequency of the searches over time. But now this section, interest by subregion, this is the most important section on Google Trends. It breaks down the cities that people have been conducting that search for that keyword in your country. So if I know that people are searching for the words business in Western Tobago, Port of Spain, 3 Eastern Tobago, 4 San Fernando, 5 Arima, at that point, I can now be more strategic when I'm doing Facebook ads. Rather than target the entire country, I can target specific cities. My copywriting can change for the ads. So rather than say, hey, Trinidad and Tobago, I got a business conference, I could look at the top 5 cities and I could run 4 or 5 different ads saying, hey, Tobago, we have a business conference. Hey, Arima, we have a business conference, and target those specific cities. Right? You can also do this for Google Ads as well. Rather than target the entire countries, target specific cities and target them based on the people who are conducting the search for that word. And you can get data on pretty much anything. So let's just say I type in roti, right? I type in roti. I'm not in Jamaica, but I'm going to put in Jamaica. I want to see Wagwan with roti in Jamaica. Look at that. Number 1, Clarendon, roti, St. Andrew, St. James, St. Catherine's. So if I am somebody that is going to open up a roti shop, because I know Clarendon is looking for roti, I would then look offline and see what types of opportunities are available for me to sell roti in Clarendon, right? The data always tells you something that you really don't know. And I guarantee you, when you start to do your own market research, it's going to shock you that the places you think are looking for certain things are not the ones looking for them, right? And again, it's going to help you with your offline activities, because who knows, maybe I, go to Clarendon for the weekend and I do a little side-by roti shop or whatever, right? Or I can do Google ads or Facebook ads and target these specific areas, all right? After that, if you scroll down, you're going to get, this is a free tool, right? So you can put in as many searches as you want. You're also going to see some of the top topics related to the word, and also what are some of the top queries that people are looking for. So we'll look at that. Roti recipe, how to make roti, right? These are some of the things that Jamaicans are looking for with respects to roti. Last but not least, you guys could use this tool to compare keywords. So let's just say I want to compare Samsung versus Huawei. You can compare up to 4 search terms, and you could see what cities are favoring which item. So I could say, hey, show me the cities favoring Huawei, and it's going to show me. I could see what are some of the queries related to both of those products, right? So you guys can compare the search volumes as well with this tool. So let me know in the chat, how you guys liking Google Trends? Do you guys see this as a tool that you guys can use and would love to use and add to your tech stack, your tool stack, if you will? All right. Let me know in the chat if that is a tool that you guys would use. Again, it is free. It is a great tool to add, especially because you don't have to pay for it. And again, if you just need to get a pulse check and see where your people are, who is searching for what country, because I could type in, look at this, right? Let's just say I remove this and let's just put this back to worldwide. Let's just say I want to enter a new market. I could type in roti, right? And put it back to worldwide. And look at this. These are the top countries in the world searching for roti. Indonesia, Malaysia, Trinidad and Tobago, Romania, France. I guarantee you no Trini ever thought that Romania was searching for roti. I know they weren't even thinking about that. Indonesia, Malaysia, if we were to put in jerk chicken, right? Clearly, you guys know I'm hungry because I'm only searching for food. Jerk chicken, look at that. Jamaica, Trinidad, Canada, UK, United States, right? These are the top countries. And then you guys can change the duration from 12 months, go to 90 days, go to 30 days, and all of that data is going to change, right? So try that tool out, knock yourself out, have some fun. Let's get back to the presentation. So after Google Trends, what do we got? We got WhatsApp Business. Now, I know somebody in the chat mentioned earlier, yo, Mr. Rose, what about WhatsApp Business? They're talking about Google Business, but what about WhatsApp Business? Well, guess what? I always come prepared. I come ready to shell down the place, right? So WhatsApp Business. Who in the chat has WhatsApp Business? Please let me know. Do you have WhatsApp Business? Let us know in the chat. Yes, I have it and I have it long time, or no, I don't have it, or what is WhatsApp Business? And at this point in 2022, if you're a business and you've never heard about WhatsApp Business, what's really happening right now? So we're talking about ways to build your digital customer experience, right? WhatsApp Business is a great tool to have and utilize. Now, I know a lot of people have it, but don't always use it to its full potential. So let me enlighten you. All right, you ready? You ready? Let's go. Number 1 for WhatsApp Business, your profile. You can create your WhatsApp Business profile so customers have the full details about your business, your hours of operations, your logo, your location, what business segment you belong to, your email, and your website information. You want to ensure your WhatsApp Business has all of that information because it simplifies the experience. If I have your number, or maybe you put the QR code on your social media, so I can scan it on WhatsApp, add you guys in, right? I should be able to see all of this information, and I can be able to click and go right to your website, or click and go right to your email, or click and call you, right? We want to get all the information right from your WhatsApp Business profile. Number 2, now this is one of my favorite reasons to use WhatsApp Business, and that is the product catalog. Create your product catalog, list all of your products and services. You can add links to your product pages on your website. So if you don't have a website, you don't know how to build a website, Flow Business, where is Connell? Where is Sam? Somebody from Flow Business. Let people know that Flow Business can build your website for you. You're probably thinking, what? Flow Business can build a website for us? Yes. If you don't know how to build it yourself, or you don't want to go and spend the exorbitant amounts of money that some developers charge, Flow Business is building e-commerce ready websites for you, and they're building e-commerce ready websites across the entire Caribbean. Reach out in the chat. Let them know, hey, Flow Business, me want a website, and they'll reach out to you, all right? Cool. So You can add links to your product pages on your website, and this will carry your customers to the product pages on your website. So imagine this. Your person finds you on social media. They add you on WhatsApp. Then they can see your entire catalog on WhatsApp Business. I go through, I see the WhatsApp Business catalog. I say, oh, wow, I want this. I click on the purchase link and it brings me right to the product page to make the purchase right then and there. Again, simplifying the customer experience, right? And what happens if you don't have a website? WhatsApp enabled this new feature a couple of months ago called WhatsApp Add to Cart, where essentially you add all your products and services into the catalog. A customer could then add the product or service right into the WhatsApp cart, and then they could send you that order via WhatsApp. So you're going to get the entire order on WhatsApp. The person can read it, see it, acknowledge it, and then follow up with you to make the purchase if you do not have an e-commerce ready website. I know somebody in the chat right now is like, brilliant! WhatsApp Business doing all of that, and I'm here just using it to broadcast message people? Bruh. Next up, we got WhatsApp Stories. Check this out. This is why WhatsApp Stories is so important. WhatsApp Stories is the only stories platform with no algorithm. So once your customers save your number, they will be able to view all of the content you place to stories. If you think about Instagram stories, Facebook stories, not everybody sees your content because there's an algorithm between you, your content, and your customer. WhatsApp Business, once people are saving your number, all of your stories are going to get pushed out to their mobile devices and they can view it. There's no algorithm. Once they have your number saved, they have the opportunity to open up your stories and read it. You can even add clickable links in your stories on WhatsApp. Remember, Instagram only added the stickers a couple of months ago. WhatsApp Business was there from a long time where you can add clickable links right in the stories, all right? So if you're thinking about, man, this is another platform that I have to create content for, listen, cheat. Take your Instagram stories and repurpose those stories onto WhatsApp Business, because the people who are viewing your stories on WhatsApp Business, Instagram stories, Facebook stories are usually going to be 3 different sets of people. The people who follow me on Facebook are not the same ones that watch my IG stories. The people who watch all of my WhatsApp Business stories are not the people that watch it from Facebook or Instagram. So repurpose that content onto your WhatsApp stories, right? And last but not least, web chat. Once you have your website, cough, cough, make sure you guys get your website done and add web chat. You can add WhatsApp widgets onto your website so people can, rather than leave your website, because we're talking digital customer experience, rather than leave your website to call you, we can message you directly on WhatsApp from your website. So they're on their computer, they're watching you, they're watching your website, they click on the WhatsApp widget, they're WhatsApping you from the computer, and that comes right in to your WhatsApp Business, all right? So when you have your website, enable web chat through WhatsApp. That way people can communicate with you in real time, and you're going to be getting those messages on WhatsApp, and you and your customer, can connect with you right on your website. Whew, that was a whole lot. But guess what? I got one more bomb for you. And like I said, I love HubSpot. So when you come into HubSpot, I'm going to show you guys some key areas that HubSpot allows you to be strategic, right? So I have HubSpot connected to my website and all of my social media platforms, right? Now, what we're looking at is all of the people who have subscribed to my website, right? Once they have subscribed to my website, HubSpot is doing a lot of tracking in the backend. And let me show you some of the data HubSpot collects for you guys, all right? Now, even if you don't have a website, you guys can start utilizing HubSpot to start collecting emails so you can start to build your relationships with your customers. But I want to show you guys some key ways as to why you want your website, why you want HubSpot, why you want to create content and use social media to build your presence. Look at the things that HubSpot can do. So check this out. HubSpot set up on my website. Look at this. First page scene. So this is going to show me what the first page of my website that brought that person to my website. All right. It's also going to show me where that person found me. Anytime I see this, anytime I see Google, that makes my heart sing, because that means somebody was on Google. They typed in, hey, how do I get paid online? Hey, how do I become the next DigiBoss? Whatever their search query is, then I showed up in the Google search results with an article to my website or a video to my website. They clicked on it. They loved the content so much that they then subscribed to my platform. And then it's going to show me, HubSpot says, hey, this person found you via Google. And the first website they came to, or the page that brought them, was your blog. Why everyone needs a JMMD account in Trinidad. Let me see what else. This person came in from Google. And this says, how to get paid with PayPal in Trinidad and Tobago. So HubSpot's going to track how everybody finds you and comes to your platform, that subscribes to your platform. All right. And it's going to track them. Take a look at this. It's going to track them from Facebook Messenger. It's going to track them from Google. It tracks them from Bing. Look at that. We got a Bing inside there. Somebody's like, what? People use Bing? Bruh. Who uses Bing in 2022? Right? It's going to show LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all of the social media platforms. It'll show everything. It's going to track where everybody is coming from. All right. So that's one of the key ways that I use social media. Also, if you have e-commerce on your website, HubSpot is going to track all of the money that each individual person is spending on your website. It's going to track every dollar that people are spending on your website, right? So if I type in, I'm going to type in a name. I'm just typing in a name. Let me see. What do we got? Right. So I'm going to type in a name, right? And we can see it's going to track all of the money that people spend within your business, right? So I don't want to leave that page up for too long. I just wanted to give you guys a glance. HubSpot is tracking all of that information for you. So once people spend on your website, HubSpot is going to track it. All right. And then you get to see all of the pages that people have viewed on your website. So let me find somebody. All right. Let me just click on this. All right, check this out, right? HubSpot is going to track. It has a timeline. It shows you where people found you, and it shows you all of the pages that they have viewed on your website. That way, you can be more strategic. It then tells you how many times did the person come to your website? How many pages have they viewed? And it tallies that up over time. So when you're reaching out to people or they're reaching out to you, you can check your HubSpot to see if they are there, and you can understand what your audience wants from you. All right. Wonderful. Last but not least, before we get to the Q&A, I want to show one more thing. Check this out. I'm going to go to search. I'm going to type in prospects. Look at this. HubSpot tracks every single company. HubSpot tracks every single company, what government body, what institution visits your website. So we can see, I know we're on Flow Business. I know my Flow team is here, but Flow, guess what? Digicel loves my website too. Digicel has come to my page 24,000 times. Digicel has sent 9,580 people to visit as early as today at 9:41 a.m., right? It tracks every single company around the world that comes to your website. Now, if I know what companies, what governments, what institutions are coming to my platform, I can now be more strategic in my outreach to companies to see who I can work with, what partnerships can happen, right? Because HubSpot is going to track all of this for you, right? Look at that. Antigua Public Utilities Authorities. I might have to go and do a workshop in Antigua. What say you guys? What say you? All right. So that's just a taste of HubSpot. All right. If you guys want, you guys can also, this is the free HubSpot. Oh, yeah. This is the free version of HubSpot I'm showing you. You guys will also be able to send out email marketing ads or email the newsletters through HubSpot. So you guys can, again, register with HubSpot, create a form in HubSpot, put it out on your social media platforms, and start to build your email list if you do not have a website. That way you guys can send out emails to your peoples as well. All right? Wonderful. So as I wrap up my workshop for today, this is the action steps I want to leave you guys with. Number one, create a list of your products, services, keywords in your industry, your competitor's name, and run that through Google Trends. Number two, set up your HubSpot account, create a form to collect emails, and do the course on email marketing on HubSpot Academy. It is free, all right? Three, set up your Google business, enter in your Google business information, and begin entering your products into the catalog, all right? Last but not least, if you guys have questions, you guys can feel free to reach out to me at info@Keron Rose on email or keronrose.com, the website. And you can follow me on any social media platform at Keron Rose. I'm on TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform works for you. Just type in Keron Rose and you guys can find me.